Oh, Joe, you cannot say that about black people. Hey guys, welcome to another episode of SuperSour Podcast.
Goes bald, grows a little bit of a beard. All of a sudden, he's Tom Segura.
All of a sudden, you're the race.
All of a sudden, yeah. Yeah. Way to project. Yeah, I see how it is. You looked in the mirror afterwards. You were like, I'm gonna have to start calling a lot of people racist. I'm gonna have to go real woke after this. Look,
You're gonna have to gain a lot of weight. You're gonna fill Bert's shoes.
Well, I mean, I think this whole group is a big enough fan of you know who, the Big H, Jesus. Nah, I'm gonna cut that part out.
Hitler?
Yeah.
He's a silly goose.
Yeah. It's funny. You were just looking at those movie night nights that we have, movie night nights written on the board over there, and there's only one crossed out. I ever tell you about like the first night that was supposed to happen? So we were planning movie nights. This is while you were in Ohio still.
Yeah.
We were planning movie nights, and I was like, this one, and both unnamed party and Reese jumped like in excitement and went, what about Nazi night? And I go, okay, both of you are suspended. You're both going to jail. Skip go. Don't collect any money.
Dress up as Nazis.
I
Hitler.
It was so funny, you know. I go, so what? Okay, we're supposed to watch movies like what's the one with Brad Pitt? Inglorious Bastards, and JoJo's, whatever it is. It's like a Jojo Rabbit and like all these other Hitler movies. And they looked at me with big wide eyes. They go, uh-huh. Yeah.
That's wild.
And then I said, I go, okay, well, that does sound like those are really good movies. And then
Can't we just do like a World War II movie night? So that way they can dress up as...
It's not on the nose enough.
It's just a little off-putting to be like, let's have a Nazi night.
Yeah, it was, but we did it. No dress up though.
I was gonna say, how was your costume?
I put my foot.
It really reached into the Third Reich. Is that what you guys did?
It wasn't that it wasn't accessible. It was just too expensive.
You took some clothes out of Stuart's closet.
Believe it or not, we just went down to Goodwill.
There's a bunch of them there.
We went down to Goodwill. You go into the very back section. You just find the oldest white guy that has a name tag, and you go, you know why we're here.
He leads you into a back room, fucking unlocks the door, and it's just... Bum, 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 bum,
Yeah.
bum.
Yeah. Well, it's that, and then it's the what was it, the propaganda, the Hitler over the megaphone. It's just that.
Just that playing in the...
Yeah. Yeah. Man, we like to have fun around here. But you know what? We got a fun episode in store right now.
Do we?
What's up, guys? Welcome to another episode of SuperSour Podcast. Your host Joe and my co-host Ian coming at you again
From a couch now.
Yeah, setup changing as per normal.
You see how comfy we look over here?
Isn't this one of those?
My goat's comfy.
Aren't we one of those chill podcasts that you like to watch with like the dudes on the couch who like don't really care too much? They're like very non-caring, but they're so funny because they're so chill. It's like you're here with us. You ever seen that picture of Joe Rogan brought this up, like, because you know Joe Rogan, he's an old man and he brings up memes from like 10 years ago, like they're new, but it's a sad meme of like the kid eating cereal next to like a poster of other kids hanging out and talking, and it's like what it's like to be like listen to podcasts.
I haven't seen it.
Oh, it's so good. Google it on your phone. Give it a Google. Give it a Goog.
Give it a little Google.
Give it a Goog.
Google.
I'll put the picture up on the screen. It's just a kid who's sitting there eating like cereal or something like that, but he's next to some big poster board of other kids. I assume eating cereal of some kind, maybe tricks, and and he just looks bummed out. When he doesn't look bummed out, he's excited. There it is.
Oh, where he's like,
there it is.
That's actually pretty funny.
It's hilarious. It's also sad when you really think about it.
Gosh.
Because it's when people go like this, they go, "That's so me." I'm so alone.
I wish I could talk to somebody about it. What's your guys' opinion? And they're just off on another subject already.
Just turns to an empty couch. What's your guys' opinion? Oh man. So it's Easter weekend right now. Nobody told me what the crap.
I knew because people were saying Happy Easter like on Wednesday.
The first time somebody said Happy Easter to me was when we left the gas station today.
Really?
That was the first time somebody said Happy Easter to me. I was like, I was sitting there wondering, I'm like, maybe Easter's just not happening this year.
I'm sick of hearing it. And if you think about it, it's more of like a kid's holiday.
Yeah, it's one of the dopest kids' holidays. You get a candy basket. Sometimes you got like a basketball or a soccer ball in that candy basket. And then you go hunt eggs, which, I mean, the eggs...
I think I've done that like twice in my life.
What, hunt eggs?
Yeah.
I've done it a few times, yeah. The eggs, when you did, the eggs were always just like the Hershey, like, egg candies.
Yeah, or some generic fucking hard candy or something like that.
Just ass. Like,
yeah.
That's why nobody wanted to hunt for them anymore.
Except I had this one kid, he told me, he was like, oh yeah, we had money in ours. Like, because he had some, like, I guess, super rich parents or something like that. And he was like, yeah, they'd hide them all throughout the house. And there's like ones and fives, and some of them had hundreds. And I was like, we're in 5th grade. What are you going to do with $100?
You guys jumped him right after class, didn't you?
No, but I took money out of his desk.
Same thing. That's basically like 5th grade jumping right there.
That's the equivalent.
Yeah, just
see, now I'm just picturing a bunch of little kids just jumping some kid.
Yeah,
it's kind of funny.
Yeah, it's hilarious because they don't know how to fight. They're all stumbling all over the place.
Yet so angry.
They're trying to do attitude adjustments, throwing out Boston crabs and shit.
People's elbows.
Yeah, bullying, jumping a kid must be hilarious by other kids. It's a lot of like it's a lot of tiny voices going "fuck you, take that."
It feels as if it's really intense for them.
It's probably traumatizing
for the kid getting beat up.
It's probably probably fucks him up a little bit. I once was such a pussy thing. I once was like riding I used to ride a scooter when I was a kid, and all the kids in my apartment complex rode scooters. But I had one of those ones that had the elevated part where you put your foot on. All the Razor scooters were to the floor. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But where you put your foot on, they had a certain brand that was like elevated a little bit.
You're talking about the ones with like the big like off-road tires?
No. It was just a regular scooter. But it had the same thing because the off-road ones had like a little bit of lift in the middle.
Yeah. Same
thing, just regular tires. And I was like, I wouldn't say the cool kid because of it. I was more of like the target on my back kid because of it.
They were like, how come you don't have a regular Razor scooter like us?
100%. It was race wars with razors. It was horrible. And I went to go. It was like an old movie scene. It was horrible. I was so gullible. They were like, hey, why don't you come upstairs to it was an apartment complex with the buildings where like you go in the middle of the building. There's an entrance where there's stairs and doors and shit like that. And they're like, come up to the 3rd floor with us, and we're going to go to so-and-so's apartment and hang out. And instead they met me. It was just 2 of them. They met me outside the door and then like just like took my scooter. And then when I say took my scooter, like I put it down and they were like, oh, cool. Like I gave it. I was like, oh, yeah, I'm going to put it down right here. They were like, let me put it down for you in the house. And they just threw it onto the ground right outside the door, like right there in front of me. And then he took his scooter and just started doing bunny hops all over it. And the other kid just started laughing. So now I wasn't getting jumped, my scooter was getting his ass
We're
kicked.
beating the shit out of my scooter.
My poor scooter was getting jumped in. I haven't seen that scooter in a long time. He went down a bad road after that, but no, my reaction was I had a walkie-talkie at the time my father used to make me carry to like communicate with him. And he told me, he said, he said, if you ever...
You had a walkie-talkie with your dad?
What are you, jealous because I had a relationship with my father? Where are your standards at?
Fucking wild.
What are your standards?
I'll be home for dinner at 5.
This is Little Bear to Big Bear. Do you read? Do you copy?
No
This is
way.
This is Nemo to Marlin. Do you copy? Over. I'm just trolling my dad. I'm like, he didn't say over.
The eagle has landed.
That's my stepmom getting home. He's like, the eagle has landed. I'm like, oh shit, guys, I gotta go home.
I gotta go.
The eagle landed. So it was pussy advice that he gave me only because I could have sworn my father was about to come down like the vengeance of 1,000 gods. Because he told me, he said, if anything ever happens to you like that, if any kids ever take your scooter and start beating the shit out of it with their scooter, you call me.
You walkie-talkie me immediately.
So, but he was like, if anything bad happens to you, just start holding that button down. Let me know where you're at. Like it's for victims. I gotta bleep that out. Victims twice. It's very good because it's what you're giving keys, hints. If you're being kidnapped, then it's a great thing to do because you're giving keys, hints of where you're at and all that things. He wanted me to do that if anything bad went down.
Yeah.
So they start doing that, and I'm holding my walkie and I'm holding the button on my hip, and I'm like, stop,
It was on your hip?
Yeah, it was on my. Where else do you hold your walkie?
Really had a
Ian's like, on your shoulder, dumbass.
You don't have the cord?
Sergeant Dad.
They're requesting a supervisor.
Sergeant Papa. They're requesting a supervisor. They want my badge number. What is that again? Sorry, they want my badge number. What is that again?
They're requesting a supervisor.
I'm requesting back whoop. And I just held the button down and started screaming and yelling, stop, you're hurting my scooter. Such bitch shit. And then, dude, like the worst backstabbing since you've seen since Rome. I went home with my scooter all beaten up. They didn't break nothing.
It's just all scuffed up and dented.
Yeah. So I took it home. He heard the whole thing. He was annoyed about the entire thing. And
he's like, why didn't you just beat them up?
He didn't say anything to me. He just got his shit on, told my stepmom, like as if he's going to do a hit. I got to go take care of these kids. And yeah. And so he goes down to the building where they were at. He talks to them apparently. I stayed home. Talks to them. Comes back. Michelle, the stepmom, tells me that he told them that it really hurts my feelings when I do that. I'm like, I looked up to them as some of my best friends. You guys can't do that to him. Just completely threw me under the bus. And I was like, what? I was like, I told you all that in confidence.
This is how you gonna do me? That's wild.
Yeah. And then he came back home and said, have your Easter ham already. No, it wasn't Easter.
Oh, it was like, wow.
I had to really put that flame out. Ian was about to go he was about to go ham, if you know what I'm saying.
See, it's wild. My dad would have just been like, stop crying and go beat them up. That got me beat up quite a lot. Because most of the kids in my neighborhood were older.
If you are a person who's very confused about the way that you are, just
blame your dad.
Just talk about your childhood for 10 minutes with somebody, and then afterwards, take a 2-second breather and go, oh, yeah.
That's why, huh?
That makes sense.
That's why I've got issues with confrontation.
This therapy session's turning into a confrontations.
Real quicks.
Speaking of tations and fancy words, intermittent fastings. How do you think people are dealing with intermittent fastings on Easter? Probably just not fasting, right?
I mean, probably not. It's a holiday. You gotta have a cheat day.
Gotta have a cheat day. I don't know. I don't know the rules anymore. Back when I knew fitness and all this stuff, it was eat right, have some cheat days. I don't know anymore. There's all different kinds of things to do now.
Well, it's like you only eat between the hours of 8 in the morning, or 8. No, you don't eat anything until 12 o'clock, and then you stop eating at 8. So you're not eating for 16 hours.
That's like maximum. Like it doesn't have to be that because your intermittent fasting window can be, it can be pretty much anything. I mean, you're doing like 3 hours. What are you doing? It's not intermittent fasting. You're just taking a break from eating.
Yeah.
But I mean, like, do you think you could do it? Because I couldn't do it.
I used to do it.
Intermittent fasting.
Yeah, it was terrible. I hated it.
And slamming 4 energy drinks and not eating food all day doesn't count as intermittent fasting.
No. When I was in Ohio, I did it because when I got real fat.
Yeah.
And then we did the.
What do you mean when? No, come on. Heyo.
At least I don't like dicks in my mouth.
Why you guys gotta be so personal?
But no, when I did in Ohio, I did that. It was like, I didn't eat anything until 12, and then I would stop eating at 8. And I mean, obviously, I was cheating because I was drinking beer as well after 8 because I was like, well, I'm not eating anything as I'm like just slamming empty calories, and it did work. Like I dropped down like 40 pounds within that month, or some shit like that. It was pretty decent amount of weight loss.
Yeah, just threw it all up, right?
Yeah, it was like it didn't matter how much I ate because I would just throw it all up at 8.
There you go.
But no, it worked pretty well.
You see that bulimics? You just got to incorporate intermittent fasting.
Yeah.
Then you got it all figured out. I think you're helping out some models right now.
No,
you may not like it right now, but this is the peak physical form.
Jesus,
take 3. You may not like this, but this is what the male peak physical form looks like. This is not a damn thing you can do about it.
Not a damn thing.
Yeah, no, I'm just proud when I don't eat for a couple of hours. You know what I'm saying? I think intermittent fasting is dumb because when I'm hungry, I'm hungry. I hear it all the time, and my father used to say it to me too when I first started smoking. It's good to
drink enough water.
No,
that's what my dad always used to say.
That is another dad thing to say. It's like no, I feel like with intermittent fasting, like when I started smoking weed, my father would tell me all the time, "You're not hungry, you're just high, or you're bored. Wait," and that is true, and that is a lesson you need to learn when you smoke a lot and don't do a lot of stuff. You're not hungry, you're just bored. And you're high, so you want to eat something to pass the time. But like on a regular, like when you, for example, like when you work an outside job or something like that, if you've went 4 hours without food and you're hungry and somebody says you're not actually hungry, you should hit that person. You should call the police on that person. They're trying to currently murder you. You need to eat food. You need sustenance in your body, and especially if you're burning that much. Like all these guys at the gym, they're like, well, I go to the gym. I'm like, yeah, they also ate like 2,200 calories before they fucking left.
Yeah, I mean, that's also like bodybuilding, though.
Yeah, but
like, they have to have that many calories because they're doing that much shit.
Yeah, I mean, there's scales to it too because there's a guy who goes to the gym like 4 days a week and he does, they do the same thing. Like there's just levels to it, and
levels.
I just think there's levels to this shit, and this shit's dumb. I'm not into it.
Yeah.
I think there's plenty of different ways to lose weight. There's always been plenty of ways to lose weight. And now intermittent fasting, the newest thing, and everybody's like, this is the way. And I'm like, I highly disagree. I think it is a way, but I don't think it's the way.
It's like that trend, like when keto was really popular and then a bunch of people were having like heart issues because you eat nothing but like protein and fats.
Yeah. Keto's coming back.
I mean,
keto's making a comeback.
I guess.
Ketosis.
It's not healthy.
There's nothing that makes me want to kill myself more than when somebody says, I'm in ketosis right now.
Oh my gosh.
I'm like, I don't know what that means, and it makes me want to hit you with
I don't know what that means.
I want
to fuck you.
I want to roll a napkin tight around my hand and just hit you with it because I don't want to make you bleed. I just want you to feel the force of my punch.
Yeah, you'll let the ketosis out, and then it'll get onto you.
The whole room's infected.
We all have to go to the hospital. It's gonna be quarantined.
Oh no.
Keep your ketosis to yourself.
Don't be spreading ketosis around here. I ain't trying to put a mask on. I'm in ketosis right now. Why didn't you tell me?
That's something you need to warn a guy about.
Have you been vaccinated?
For ketosis, yeah. I had so much bread earlier. Oh.
What's your diet at home? You let us know. Our diet is feel bad every once in a while, stop drinking beer, but mostly just beer and less food throughout the day. Ian just drinks beer.
It's good for you. It's got calories.
Did you carbo load today? Did I carbo load? I had like 6 beers.
As you're slamming like a bush light carbo load.
It's like the Phil. Have you been drinking today? Psh, drinking nothing but. 90s kids will get that reference. How's your day been going? How's your week been going?
How's my week been going?
And what do you think you need besides the obvious to come out of your slump?
Jesus.
Probably.
Need to find the Lord now. Need to start exercising.
Yeah.
Like actually exercising.
Yeah, you do.
Because like, I think it was like on the Joe Rogan podcast or something like that. They were talking about how they're trying to like incorporate mandatory exercise, like prescribe people exercising for depression. Because it's been like shown that it actually helps.
It should. It does for the most part. Yeah.
I think it does a little bit. Like it definitely does help.
It does in the moment.
Yeah.
There's moments like like I love running. I don't do it all the time, but I love running.
Should be constantly exercising because I want to kill myself all the time.
If you're telling me exercising fixes depression, I'm about to be Jack Diesel.
I'm about to hit that treadmill.
If that's the case, then open up the Superman rolls because I'm trying out. If that's the case, then Usain Bolt, watch yourself. I'm coming.
Oh, they could do that now. Be the first Spanish Superman.
There you go.
Look at that. First brown Superman.
Yep. Just got to cure this depression a little bit more, if you know what I'm saying.
Start curing this depression.
Yeah,
I'll be Superman.
When I used to run a lot, there's a point in running where just I think working out too, and I used to work out at the gym a lot. There's a point in it where I would tell anybody this: if you hear this and you genuinely think I'm going to exercise and I'm going to feel better, in the middle of exercising, you will have a moment of like, this is all for nothing. This is dumb. I don't know why I'm doing this. I'm tired. I'm sweaty.
Oh, we went the complete opposite ways. I thought you were going to start talking about the runner's high.
No,
or like
I was getting there.
high.
I was going to say because that is something that will happen because I hate the disconnect of like that. It's just immediately like runner's high, like you feel great, or workouts high, you feel
5
great.
minutes on the treadmill, you're like, how come nothing happening anymore?
Exactly. And then even then, like you have to really push yourself to get that high. Like you can't just run, you can't just jog lightly off and on for 15 minutes and go, why is nothing happening? Why am I not feeling? Why is my depression not gone away yet?
Why am I just sad and sweaty now?
Yeah, it's pushing through that, and it's the only time I will ever give that advice of like pushing through. Like when people, you just gotta keep pushing, man. Get stronger, get harder, and just say, I don't give a fuck, and put your head down and work. That's the only time where you actually have to do that. In order to feel the relief that they're saying, you have to work out to the point of like, fuck, I'm so tired, and then take like a short break, and then work out just as hard, and then you start to feel it. You disagree?
I mean, I hit that 15-minute mark on the treadmill, and I'm like, this is wild.
I got a pain in my chest.
Oh no, I get the rib pains real bad. But as soon as that goes away, I'm like,
need a cigarette.
Wild.
As soon as that goes away, I need a
I'll
cigarette.
smoke a cigarette while I'm jogging on the treadmill. You fucking kidding
Been kicked
me?
out of 5 Planet Fitnesses. I don't give a damn.
They hate me there.
I go to the 24/7 one, so that way I go there at 1 a.m. There's just one guy who says, he says, let me get 3 cigarettes and I'll let you keep doing it.
Oh, fuck jogging. Cardio sucks.
Cardio does suck. It sucks a lot, but it's the one where you get the biggest high from for sure.
Yeah.
I don't care what.
Well, when we were at Supremacy,
Feel really
that
good.
jiu-jitsu high.
Yeah.
That was a wild one.
It's scary at first because you're just lightheaded. You don't know what's going on. You're like, don't know why. You're like, I feel sick. I'm dehydrated. I'm something. You just exhausted yourself.
I was about it the whole time.
Yeah, it's great.
I thought it was great.
Yeah. Well, you're a madman, so.
I just did. Kid Rock looks terrible. Why is Bud Light gay?
Kid Rock, you're like a news anchor. Kid Rock looks terrible. Why is Bud Light gay? Tonight at 7.
Tonight on SuperSour.
Oh man. So unfortunately, right now this all holy of holidays weekends is not being celebrated as it should because Bud Light did a brazen move. Apparently, have you heard about this? You seen this?
Unfortunately, I have.
Yeah, so we're definitely gonna be back on different sides of this, but Bud Light. I like that when I first saw the argument about this or whatever. It was Bud Light is gay was like the article question mark, and I was like, what? I thought they were putting. I thought they were putting every man in the South. What? Drinking a Bud Light? No.
be fair, I already knew you were gay if you were drinking a Bud Light.
That's what they all say. That's the joke. Like, well, you should have known you was gay, whatever.
Transgender. I don't even know what
I can't stand right now. Shane Gillis is getting real fired up. He's getting like, "What'd you just say? What'd you say to me?
What'd you say about Bud Light?
You don't say that. Yeah, you don't say that about Bud Light." I mean, I have so many different opinions on it, but just in the sense of like, it doesn't matter at all. But Bud Light has a new spokesperson. It's not going to stick. It's not like forever. This is the spokesperson. It's just somebody they put on the can. It's a transgender, male to female. Dylan something. I forget his full name. Her full name. Fuck. Canceled.
Okay, we're fucked.
Yeah, and I'll put the video that was promoted a little bit of her opening the cans. I thought it was hilarious. So there's this thing called March Madness, and I find out it's about sports. I thought it was just people going crazy for Easter or whatever. And Easter Madness, but no, it's actually sports. And I don't know a whole lot about sports, and I'll tell you what, that's all I've seen of the video. Apparently, she cracks a beer. I don't know if she drinks it or not, but she's like, "So I got us some Bud Lights to celebrate," and I'm like, "Yeah, sure." I have no qualm with this video or this promotion at all. Don't see why anybody should or would. I don't think that, and you know what? I don't think that's too extremely woke to say those words at all.
See, I thought it was about something else. Like I thought, like they were getting in trouble for. Or not in trouble, but they were being, targeted. Not targeted. I don't know what to say about it, but they were like Bud Light was getting a bunch of flack because of, I guess, something that they did, or something that they put in a commercial.
If they did, this would be the very first I'm hearing about it at all, because I haven't heard anything. I've just heard they decided to do this, and the reason I don't think that that's what's happening is because most people's reaction is you're just trying to promote to get the transgender community on your side
to drink Bud Light,
right? And I'm sure like a promoter of Bud Light would be like, You're just looking at an empty room, a room of like that. He'd be like, Next question. Or do you feel bad? He'd be like, no. Next question.
Well, see, it's like the thing. Like now, I'm hearing this opposite side to where it's just this, transgendered person who was like, oh, I'll try one of these Bud Lights.
Yeah, that was the video she made for them in sponsorship. So it's not like she made that video and then got popular because of it. She made that in sponsorship with them.
Oh,
yes. I was like, I don't want to trick you here.
Well, I mean, I just don't know why now, because like I know a lot of people are angry about it because it was like they were, from what I heard from the side that was angry, was that Bud Light caved and was like, okay, we're sorry. Here's a can promoting transgender.
I didn't know there was a rally in town this weekend. Which one did you go to hear that at?
It was on the internet.
Oh, it was on the internet rallies.
It was a Zoom. It was a Zoom rally.
Everybody's backdrop is just a Confederate flag and flags that say Trump 2024. Hilarious.
But now I'm hearing from you, it's just that she made a video of like being ignorant and then of like what March Madness was.
No, again, and that's the video in promotion with them.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so they that's all in one. She sits down with the drinks. I hear this new thing called March Madness, so I got some Bud Light. I don't even know what March Madness is, which I was saying to you earlier. I find that hilarious.
Well, that's enough to be angry about.
I know the sports.
We're not angry that you're transgender. We're angry that you don't know what March Madness is. What's March Madness?
It's the end of March where everybody gets mad from drinking the green dye and beer.
Oh shit.
Yep. No, it's but yeah, I was actually about to start explaining March Madness for some reason. No, it's funny to me. Just that whole video was just wholesome in my opinion. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, I guess.
Yeah, I don't see anything wrong with it. I don't see I don't see like basically yeah. Oh, it's Reese. Hi, Reese. We didn't know who it was. All right. But yeah, I don't see. Here's the thing. The reason for somebody to be mad about like, oh, they're just pushing commercialism. They're pushing for. I'm like, if it was them pushing for like the black community, you wouldn't be so mad, would you? You wouldn't be mad. You wouldn't be saying, nah, I wouldn't either.
Well, I'm not I mad wouldn't about either. It to begin with. So,
but because it's the transgender community. Everybody's
people
like,
are mad. Yeah.
Yeah. How dare you? If you know what the argument you got to make if you want to be somebody who wants to make this argument but not be like not woke, just say something like it should be Post Malone up there. Post Malone should be the guy.
It should be Cowboy Cerrone.
Cowboy Cerrone. He likes Budweiser.
Same.
Yeah. There's no reason to be mad about this. I personally, because of how mad everybody was getting about this, personally was going to go out and buy some Bud Light today. And I wanted those cans of, that's what it is, by the way. I don't think we explained it fully. It's she's on the can.
Yeah. There's like a rainbow on it.
Is there? That's why I wanted the can in the first place. I wanted the can for the rainbow.
For the rainbow.
I didn't know that there was both on there. I was a little disappointed when I saw it was just her. And I see now it's a rainbow and her. That's pretty cool. But yeah, I want them. We went to the racetrack. They didn't have them. Of course not.
It's racetrack.
Yeah, racetrack was like they said no to that pallet.
Gonna have it.
Yeah. But I'll tell you somebody who is really upset about this. Somebody who's he wants to let you know he is not okay with this. It's your old grandpa Kid Rock.
It's Grandpa Rock.
Kid Rock, first to make a big noise about this, but also supporting in the end. What exactly? So here's the thing. At the end of the day, it's why I was happy to talk about this subject on the podcast. They're getting talked about. They're going to be the headlines in multiple people's podcasts. They're going to be hashtags.
Oh yeah, they're going to be everywhere.
They're going to sell off the
left and right side.
Yeah, exactly. Because as I was explaining to Ian earlier, if you're somebody who's that guy with, I'm going to go shoot some cans of it. Okay, well, you have to buy a 12-pack in order to do that. So
true.
Exactly. Much like Kid Rock here, who apparently decided to buy a bunch of Bud Light just so he can shoot it.
A pallet's worth.
To let them know.
A couple of pallets.
To let them know, I don't like this.
I don't agree.
Well, let's see what Kid Rock has to say about it.
Grandpa,
he did a little cute laugh in the beginning.
He does look terrible.
Say something to all you and be.
He looks like he's blind in his left eye.
I mean, he's old.
Oh, he's got an MP5.
That's so much Bud Light, by the way.
Oh, it's 4 cases. It's not a pallet, and it's not even the the cans.
He's so mad.
Have a terrific day.
Yeah, I think the real thing is Kid Rock sees these videos and promotion with this transgender and is turned on too much, and he's confused.
So it just made him angry.
So first thing he's got to do is shoot those guns. It doesn't from that video.
I'm sure there's an article.
I'm sure there's an article that promotes this, but like, it doesn't seem like from what I'm seeing that they're putting out a bunch of cans. It just seems like just the one can that they sent her. So then maybe she is the spokesperson. Can we get a Google real quick? Is she the new spokesperson, or is she just a can? Is she just a can?
She is just a can.
She looked like a can. It'd be just a can.
Let's see here. Spokesperson for Bud Light is the first thing that came up.
Is it her? She's a new spokesperson?
Yep. As the latest spokesperson.
Okay, so she's the spokesperson for the time being. And let me say this. If you're somebody who drinks Bud Light, but no longer wants to drink Bud Light strictly because a transgender woman is the spokesperson of the certain beer, you're retarded.
Yeah, it's a little over the top.
It's the silliest shit ever.
I mean, don't get me wrong. I find that person highly fucking annoying just from those 2 videos and how they talk. Don't like their voice.
What's an interesting thing about the can that you didn't know is that when the can is cold, that's how it looks. But when it gets warm, she looks like a dude again.
That would actually be really neat.
Put me on the marketing team.
I would buy like Coors Mountains.
That's where I got the inspiration. That's where I got the
cold when
I'd let
it's
them
a
know.
woman.
Yeah, when it's a woman. I heard a different version of that where it's just like you've had too many of these Bud Lights when you start thinking she's hot on the can. I thought that was pretty funny.
That's pretty funny.
Yeah. Joke I heard.
Canceled. We're fucked.
It's shouts out to you know what, I respect everybody in the situation, even Kid Rock. I think he's ridiculous, but you know what? He just doesn't give a fuck.
It's just his opinion.
It's my opinion to shoot this MP5. It's a little aggressive. It's a little over the top. She's like, well, I'll tell you one concert I'm not going to go see this year. She's like, I'm not about to go in there and get shot up by an MP5. Any transgender is like, well,
Any transgender is like, I'm not going to go listen to Kid Rock. Let's get real here. If you're transgender and you listen to Kid Rock, let us know in the comments.
you know, a little,
We need numbers.
you know, a little. It's just making my brain think of these types of things. It's like
Making my brain work.
making my brain work, and a little late night after dark detail, a little inside Joe story here. I used to.
You're transgender.
There we have it.
Got him.
And this has been Super Sour.
Now we can't be canceled.
Got me. Yep. There we go. I now identify. When I was like around 18 or whatever, and I was on like Grindr and stuff a lot, and like Craigslist and shit, like M for M and all that stuff. Back then, there would be a lot of trans like women and stuff like that that would be on those, and
They called them cross-dressers back then.
they very. You're right. No, you're not right. Hold on. No, there's a very distinct distinction back then. That I'm telling you from somebody who's been on the apps. They make sure to let you know. But there's a couple times where, as a guy on those apps, like that's the ideal situation. Like if you're a bi guy, that's the ideal situation because you're like getting best of both worlds, essentially. You know what I mean?
Okay, I could see that.
So like guys hit them up all the time, but so you would hit them up and you would talk to them, and then they'd eventually go, okay, but do you have this like verification app for like your right for whatever? And I'd be like, what are you talking about? And then they'd all. It wasn't like a robotic thing where it was the same message every time. It was just people inquiring different ways where they'd go, do you have this app? Because it lets me know that you're not like you're safe. You are okay with the transgender community.
Who you are,
and you're not going. And I'd be like, and only one. I was mad one night because only one person told me about it. One they them whoever told me about it. Where I was like, I don't understand. I was like saying y'all are scammers with this. This is like a scam. Y'all trying to get people's money. That's fucked up. And she was like, I was brutally attacked one night and stabbed by a man who found out that I was a transgender person, and so I make sure to use this so that way that doesn't happen again. And I was like, well, I'm still not going to.
This is real.
I was like,
I'm not clicking the link.
I'm not clicking it, but
I'm sorry. But
I'm sorry
not
that
clicking
happened.
the link.
So I'm like, that's why, and I'm like, that's why these bitches use the app because like I don't want to get lit up like a Bud Light case from Kid Rock because you found out I have a dick under my skirt.
Well, maybe they should start carrying.
Is that my dick or is that my piece? Yeah. Which one? You don't know. Shouts out Bud Light. Shouts out Kid Rock. Shouts out. But not shouts out if you have a problem with any of this, unless you're Kid Rock. Kid Rock can have a problem with it. He gets a pass.
Why does he get a pass?
Because he is American badass. And he gets a pass.
All right.
I'm on both sides here. I'm a warrior for both sides. I got two
side of the fence.
I got two face paints on.
Two-Face.
Man, what a fucking fun episode.
This was fun.
We had a fun one today.
We had a fun one.
Yeah, man. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. Please make sure you hit that like button down there. Subscribe. Hit the subscribe button if you're not. It's free. Share it out to some friends. Share it out to your social media. Not a single thing. There's not a hidden fee or anything like that. Nothing.
There might be a hidden fee.
The hidden fees, you get a dick pic of Ian in your email. Please leave a comment down below. It helps out with our interaction. We'd love to talk to you guys if you want to talk to us about the show or something we talked about. Check us out on Twitch. Just a little drink my cup. Follow us on twitch.tv/SuperSourGames and follow Ian twitch.tv/McLeodmatic. Follow Reese twitch.tv/AHomicidalTire. And we appreciate your guys' support. And we're going to keep going and keep building the setup. And we'll see you on the next episode in a different part of the area of Super Sour. Multiple areas of podcasting, baby. Woo.
So tell me again, why do you hate Latin people?
Ah, damn it.